Hello students, welcome back to session 9. I am Vinod Siddhanavar, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science. Topic is Computer Fundamentals and this is for BA, BSc and BCom students of 3rd semester, and this will come under Vijayanagara Sri Krishna Devaraya University, Ballari. So before starting with the session 9, as we have a routine of recapping or revising the previous one, let's start with the previous session now. That is, in the previous class we have learned about the computer memory, that is main memory as well as secondary memory with examples, right? So in today's class we are going to learn about the topic called input devices of computer system. As we have seen in the block diagram of computer, the first unit is input device. So out of 4 units we have learned the memory unit now we will focus on the input unit now. So we will learn in today's class the input devices of the computer, and at the end of the class we are able to know about the how the input devices work and what are the input devices and why they are used and how the mechanical working of that any input device. So let's start with the topic now, input devices. So what do you mean by input devices? As I was explained, this input device means in the block diagram of computer block diagram explain ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ನಾನು input devices ಯಾವ್ದು ಹಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ನಾನು explain ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ already. So we will revise that also. For example, input devices ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ this allows the computer for taking the input from the user. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯೂಸರ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ that will be taken using the input devices only. ನೀವು ಏನೇ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಗೆ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರಿಂದ ಏನಾದರೂ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಏನಾದರೂ ಕೀ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗಲಿ, ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೇ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಡಿವೈಸಸ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಂತಂದರೆ ಸಿ ಪಿ ಯುಗೆ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಅ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಡಿವೈಸಸ್. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಡಿವೈಸಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಕೀಬೋರ್ಡ್, ಮೌಸ್, ಜಾಯ್ಸ್ಟಿಕ್, microphone, webcam, scanner and monitors. These are the some of the input devices which are used for inputting the data or any signals to the computer. So we will see one by one now. First one is keyboard. So as we all know why keyboard is used, keyboard is generally used for the purpose of typing. Means whatever you want to type, whether it is a integer value, whether it is a character value or any alphabets, capital letters, uppercase letter or lowercase letters, anything you want to type or you want to write, that needs to be done using the keyboard only, because the keyboard only device that supports all these kinds of input to be taken. For example, that may be any text which will be combination of numbers or characters or some special character that need to be taken using the keyboard only. So keyboard is one of the input device which accept the input from the user and sends that signal to the computer for any other user purpose. A user purpose may be anything. So for that reason we surely cannot tell that what a user can type. So these keyboards are used for typing purpose, and this is the one of the most important one of the most important input device. And there are some keyboards like traditional keyboard, flexible keyboard, ergonomic keyboards, wireless keyboards and PDA keyboards. So these are the some of the types of keyboards based on the user's requirement. ಅಂದರೆ ಯೂಸರ್ ಯಾವ ಥರ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಆ ಥರ ಯೂಸರ್ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಎನಿ ಆಫ್ ದೀಸ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ keyboards. For example, consider this is a normally you have seen in all of the personal computers. So this we will call it as a traditional keyboard, and this is called a flexible keyboard. You can see here this is a flexible keyboard. Why we will call this flexible keyboard means this keyboard can be literally rolled ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸುತ್ತಿ ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಬ್ಯಾಗಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮೋರ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಟ್ರೆಡಿಷನಲ್ keyboard, because this needs us huge space for storage. But if you are a traveler, or if you want to take the keyboard with you wherever you want to go for laptop purpose, then this flexible keyboard will help you, because it is a foldable one. You can roll it and keep it in your bag and take it to the wherever you want, and you can take out that and you can type anything using the, and as it is made up of some rubber material, so that it can be folded, so only it is called a flexible keyboard. Next is ergonomic keyboard. Ergonomic keyboard means this is the ergonomic keyboard. You can see here it is somewhat splitted here, means some keys are splitted right side, some keys are splitted left side. So this splitting is for helping the user for only typing purpose, because hand movements will be very easy in this type of keyboards, because it is designed for only typing purpose, and keeping in mind that they have designed for hand movements or finger movements, so that user can type very fastly and the input can be taken very easily. So this is the one of the example and one of the use of this ergonomic keyboard. Next is some are the wireless keyboard. Wireless keyboard will not be having any wire for connecting to the CPU or laptops. They will be having some USB, so that they will be attached to the CPU or laptops, so that you can connect with the Bluetooth, with the help of Bluetooth, and use the keyboards wirelessly, so that you can keep the means you can maintain the distance between the screen and the keyboard. You can sit wherever you want, but within the some range of that Bluetooth, means it may be around 30 feet or 39 meters approximately. It is 9 meter or 30 feet of distance will be maintained between the screen and the keyboard, so that it will catch the signals with the help of keyboard, with the help of Bluetooth. Next is PDA keyboards. PDA keyboards are nothing but phone keypads. You can see here, this is same like this QWERTY keyboard, means we will call this as a QWERTY, because the alphabets are in the same fashion, arranged in the same fashion, that is QWERTY, right? So these keyboards are called PDA keyboards. These are some of the examples of keyboards. Now we will move on to the next input device, or before going for next input device, we will just see the layout of keyboard. So in the layout of keyboard, it is divided into multiple sections like alphanumerical sections, function key section, and numeric keypad section, cursor movement section, and modifier keys section. So first we will go with the alphanumeric keys. You can see this box, red line, this. So within this box, these are called as the alphanumeric keys. Why we will call this alphanumeric keys means, ಅಂದರೆ alphanumeric ಯಾಕಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂತಂದರೆ, ಅಲ್ಫಾ ಅಂತಂತಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಫಾಬೆಟ್ಸ್, ಅಂದರೆ ABCD till Z. ನ್ಯೂಮೆರಿಕ್ ಅಂತಂತಂದರೆ numbers ranging from 0 to 9. You can see here numbers ranging from 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and ABCDs are alphabets. Alphabets are, maybe you can use those alphabets uppercase or lowercase by just pressing the caps lock on. If the caps lock is on, then these keys will be uppercase. If caps lock is off, then these keys will be lowercase. Or even if you can use the shift key for making the upper and lower case of the letters, right? So these are some of the alphanumeric keys. Next will be function keys. We have totally 12 function keys starting from F1 to F12. How many function keys? we have total 12 function keys starting from F1 to F12, right? Each function key will be having a specific function embedded within this. ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ F1 to F12 function keys ಇದಾವಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಆ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಟಾಸ್ಕ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಫೈನ್ಡ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ F2, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ದ F2 ಆನ್ ಎನಿ ಫೈಲ್, ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಫೈಲ್ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ F2 ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ that will take you to the rename, automatic rename. You need not to press right click on the file, on that file and select rename. Just press, go to any file, just press this F2 button. It will automatically take the function called rename of any file. Or if you want a presentation while making PowerPoint presentation, if you want to go for slideshow ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ if you just press the F5 button, you will directly go to the slideshow of the PPT. So these are the some of the examples for these functions. Means these function keys will be having some specific task prescribed within that function keys, right? These are the some of the function keys starting from F1 to F12. Now we will move on to the cursor keys. These are somewhat like our mouse movements. We will call these as a mouse movements because these are called cursor movements. We can take it as up, down, left and right cursor keys because these can make the cursor move from left to right or right to left, up to down, down to up. These functions can be handled using the cursor movements even if your mouse is not connected to the keyboard, connected to the CPU. So these are helpful for moving the cursor within any document, right? So for that purpose these cursor movement keys are used. Next is we will move on to some modifier keys. These modifier keys: shift, control, alt, shift, control. So these modifier keys are called modifier keys because they are also having some specific functionality. For example, if you want to copy anything from the keyboard or anything from the document, then you can directly press the control and followed by holding control key you can press C, control plus C, then that particular document or particular text will be copied, and if you press control V, then that particular file or particular document text will be pasted in a document. So likewise it is also having some of the other functionalities which are specific for the documentation purpose, so only we will call those as modifier keys, right? So now we will move on to some of the special keys. For example, escape keys, tab key, backspace, enter key, caps lock, delete, insert, home, end, page up, page down, pause, scroll down and print screen. These all also having some of the specific functionality embedded within them. For example, I will explain any of the keys. For example, if you press the tab in any documentation while typing, then it will take the 8 different spaces. Yes, if you want a space between, or if you want to make a paragraph, then instead of pressing space multiple times, you can just use the one tab button. That will give you the exact 8 spaces so that it can look like a paragraph, right? That is the functionality of tab key. Escape key means you can press escape key while if you are presenting anything. If you press escape key, it will come out of the screen, or if you are watching any movie on the full screen mode, then if you press escape, it will escape the screen and it will minimize. So likewise it is having multiple functions. And some other keys like backspace is also one of the special key which is used for deleting the typed text from the right to left side. If you press this backspace, it will delete the one after the other, that is character or any number. So that is the functionality of backspace. And I will explain two more, that is page up and page down. Page up and page down keys are used for if you are scrolling down and up in the some particular document which will be having n number of pages. If you go on pressing this cursor keys, it will move one line by one. ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಲೈನ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಲೈನ್ಗೆ ಕರ್ಸರ್ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಥರ ಬೇಡ ನಮಗೆ. ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಎಸ್ಕೇಪ್ ದ ಪೇಜಸ್, ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಪೇಜ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪೇಜ್ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದರೆ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಪೇಜ್ ಡೌನ್ ಆರ್ ಪೇಜ್ ಅಪ್, it will help to scroll the page by page of any document. It may be any PDF or it may be any document. Likewise, these function keys are also used. Last one is a numeric pad or a calculator pad. You can also call this as a calculator pad or numeric pad because it is having the same structure as you can see in the normal calculator. If you have seen any calculator, it will be having same calculator type keypad. So this is mainly used for any calculation purpose, or if you have any audit or if you have a company of commerce or any business company, then there needs to be a huge amount of calculation. For that purpose, if we don't want to use any particular other calculator, then for that at that time of moment you can use this numeric keypad for instead of calculator, and it will work same like the calculator, normal calculator. So these are the some of the keys or keyboard layout we can see in the modern any keyboard. Now we will move on to the next pointing device, that is mouse. Mouse is also an popular pointing device. So how a mouse look like means it is a one kind of mouse we can see nowadays. So it is a very common cursor control device. As I was saying in the keyboard layout, these are cursor movement keys. So this is the mouse. This mouse is also used for cursor control device, having small round ball. You can see here this round ball which helps the cursor for any movement of the, means it will catch the movement of the mouse, means to and fro and left and right. Those mouse movements will be captured using this mouse ball or a small round ball, and which will be sense the movement of mouse and sends the corresponding signal to the CPU when the mouse button is pressed. For example, consider this mouse which will be having small ball with the below that mouse. Then that if you press any right or left button in the mouse, this is a right button and this is a left button, then if you press any of the button, then that signal will be captured in the CPU using these small ball, right? Next is generally it is having left and right buttons. You can, as I was saying, this is a right button and this is a left button. Between these there is one wheel, means we will call that as a wheel, which will be used for scrolling down and up of the any document which may be PDF or it may be a document, right? Same is generally it is having left and right buttons, and a wheel is placed between a buttons, means these two are button and this one we will call it as a wheel, which is used for scrolling up and down. Next, computer mouse is a handheld hardware input device that controls a cursor in a GUI and can move and select text, icon, files and the folder. This means handheld means the mouse is a handheld, means the mouse is placed within your hand, means you can hold that mouse with your hand, so only it is called a handheld hardware. And you can also see here GUI. This means graphical user interface. Graphical user interface, nothing but your screen, computer screen. So in the computers you can use this mouse for any movement of the cursor, right? So with this cursor, with this mouse, you can select any text or any icons or any file or any file folder, file, folder, text, icon, anything you want to select or anything you want to open. If you want to open anything, you need to double click or right click on that, and the drop down will be coming. From that drop down you can select anything, options available with the drop down. So these are the some of the functions of mouse. So now we will see the some of the types of mouse. First one is a mechanical mouse, optical mouse and optomechanical mouse. Mechanical mouse is nothing but this mouse. General mouse means the generally we have used in the olden days. That mouse is called a mechanical mouse, which is having a, this is type of computer mouse that is having a rubber or metal ball. As I was saying this about this ball, this may be a metal ball or a rubber ball under the mouse, and which can be rolled on any or every direction of the cursor. So that is called a mechanical mouse. Next is optical mouse. This type of mouses use the laser for detecting the movement of the mouse. The movement of the mouse can be detected using the optical mouse by laser signals. Means the laser will be placed within the optical mouse. It can catch, the laser will catch the and detect the mouse movements with the help of laser. Next is a optomechanical mouse. This is a combination of mechanical and optical. Means it is a combination of optical and mechanical. In this one, it will be having the rubber balls will underneath the mouse, as well as the laser for movement of the ball. Why we have using this means, in the mechanical mouse it will be having rubber. With that rubber there will be 4 rollers. Means there will be 4 rollers. For example, see here, this is the, consider this is a mouse, this is a rubber ball. For this rubber ball there will be a square like 4 different rollers. Means whenever you move the mouse upwards, then those rollers will move, so that the mouse movement will be detected. For removing that kind of rollers, we are using the lasers instead of rollers in case of optomechanical mouse. So the sensor will sense the just ball movement, but in case of mechanical mouse, the ball movement will be captured using the rollers placed on the 4 sides of that ball. But here that rollers are removed, these laser sensors are placed, so that the movement of that ball will be sensed using the sensor, using the laser. So these are the 3 types of mouse. Next is how mouse hooks up to the PC. ಅಂದರೆ mouse ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಥರ ನಾವು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ. First one is a PS/2 mouse. So it will be having the structure like this. It will be having pins, male pins, which will be taken to the CPU. In the CPU there will be female pins. You can insert that into the CPU, and these mouse will be connected. And the serial mouse bus will be looks something like this. And this is a somewhat serial mouse cable. And last one is the USB or cordless mouse. In this one we will not be having any wires connected to the mouse, so that it can be connected to the CPU or laptop. We don't have any wires for this mouse. These are cordless, and it will be having some, you can see here, it is a Bluetooth wireless connector. So this Bluetooth wireless connector will be connected to the CPU or laptop using the USB port, so that the Bluetooth connection will be established between this mouse and the computer or a laptop for that user purpose, right? This is how the computers can be connected in 3 ways, right? Next we will move on to the other pointing devices. First one is a trackball, second one is track point, third one is touchpad, fourth one is touch screen. First one is a trackball. Trackball is nothing but, we can call this as a upside down of the normal general mouse. You can say this, it is also looking like the mouse, but the ball is placed on the above side, means upper side of the mouse. But in olden, means for these mouse, the ball will be placed below the mouse, but in case of trackball, the ball is placed on the upper side of the mouse. Here the directions of the movement, means cursor movement, will be captured using this ball by, we can roll that using our fingers. And if you want to select any particular file, then this ball needs to be clicked once or twice so that we can select that file. So this is the one of the pointing device. Next is track point. You can see this point here, red color. You can see this red color point. This point is called a track point, which will be placed in a keyboard. In a keyboard, there will be a something called track point, which allows the user for cursor movement as well as the selecting any particular file. And this type of pointing device, we will call it as a track point. See this red one within, and these are placed within the keyboard, and they are not separate pointing device, they will be embedded in the keyboard only. Next is touch pad. You can see here, this is one kind of touchpad where you can type anything using the touchpad. You can, for example, nowadays smartphones are touchpad. You can use the full screen for selecting or playing, for texting or watching movies. The touchpad is using. So that touchpad movement is also called as one of the pointing device. Next is a touch screen. There are some devices which allows the user for pointing or touching the screen, and you can manipulate settings or you can place a attendance on that. So those screens are called touch screens. Right? These are some of the other pointing devices. We will see some more now. Other pointing devices are like light pen. Light pen is consisting of the photoelectric cell. You can see here this pen. This pen is consisting of photoelectric cells, which is packed into tube. Means you can see this pen is somewhat like tube, and those photoelectric cells are packed within that cell or within that tube, which resembles like a pen. You can see this as it is resembling a pen like structure, and it used to select the coordinates by detecting the light coming from the illuminated points on the CRT screens. And these are the CRT screens, and these CRT screen will illuminate the lighting points from the screen, so that those lighting points will be detected by this light pen, and this will emit the photoelectric signals or photoelectric cell to that lights, and for that lights the particular signal will be generated, and it will be taken as an input to that CRT monitors. So this is the way how the light pens are working, and those light pens will be taking the input from these light pens, right? So this is the one of the pointing device. Next one is a joystick. This is a joystick, somewhat gear lever you have seen in the car or any tractor, something like that. So you can see this somewhat resembles the car gear lever, right? So this is also used for making the cursor movement to and fro or up and down, left and right, and also to select a particular file or to open a particular file, or for any cursor movement in any direction, right? So this is also used as a pointing device, and these joysticks are mainly used for gaming purpose. Whenever you want to play something in a computer or gaming, so these levers are used for gaming purposes. And this is about the pointing devices. So this completes your some of the input devices which are taken as an input for a computer or a CPU through the input ports, right? So in this session we are able to know about the different types of input devices and their working mechanism, right? We have seen all those input devices, and also for some important input device we have seen the working mechanism also, right? So this is the summary of today's class. Now we will move on to the quiz section. So first question: which of the following device is not a keyboard type? Which of the following device is not a keyboard type? First one, flexible keyboard. Second one, ergonomic keyboard. Third one, trackball. Fourth one, PDA keyboard. Any guesses? Question is, which of the following device is not a keyboard type? Answer is trackball, right? Next, rubber or metallic ball is used in option A, scanners, option B, mouse, option C, keyboard, option D, DVDs. In which of the following the rubber or metallic ball is used? Any guesses? Yes, answer is mouse. So next question, which of the following is a pointing device? Option A, trackball, option B, track point, option C, touch pad, and option D, all of the above. Which of the following is pointing device? Any guesses? Correct. Answer is all of the above, because all three are pointing devices. So that completes your quiz section. If you have any doubt, or if you want to read more about this topic, you can go for Computer Concept and C Programming by PB Kotur or Computer Fundamentals by Halkar Rachappa. So thank you so much for your patience. Be in home, be safe, learn digitally. We will see you in the next session. Thank you.